flesh in which you must resist. When we no more have a devil and you no more have the flesh, then the work of sanctification, we can say now there's no need to worry about that. It's come to its completion. She says sanctification is not the work of a moment, of an hour, of a day, but of a lifetime. It is not gained by a happy flight of feeling. See, some people think if I'm happy, then I'm sanctified. No, no, no. A happy flight of feeling, that is not sanctification. The prophet says, no matter what, there will be days when darkness would surround us. But she says that does not mean God has changed towards us or we towards God. That's in Messages to Young People. I think it's 111, 112, around there. She says there are times when darkness will surround us. But now when darkness surrounds you, normally I'm saying, are you just full of happiness? No. When Jacob was wrestling with that angel, Christ, was Jacob smiling and wrestling? He was in agony. In agony. So you can be in agony and still be sanctified. It is not gained by a happy flight of feeling, but it is the result. What is sanctification? It is a result of constantly dying to sin. How does sanctification come about? I must constantly die to sin. That means when I have desires for a certain thing, a desire to eat this, watch that, go there, do that. If I'm going to be, so question, let me ask you this. Practically, I'm trying to be practical here. I want to be sanctified. But then I'm wishing for KFC. I'm walking past and I can smell it. Question, if I'm going to be sanctified, do I walk in and say, please give me one chicken KFC burger? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I die to self. Constantly dying to self. Not only, see, it doesn't say constantly dying to self. Constantly dying to self, true, but constantly living for Christ. Does that sound familiar? I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith of the Son of God. Think of it. Paul says, I am dead. I am crucified with Christ. I am dead. Then he goes on quickly to say, nevertheless I live. Yet, not I, but Christ. Friends, what does it mean practically to be dead but alive? Practically be living but not for self but for Christ. Do you know what that means? I have no will of my own. When I say no will of my own, meaning I do not allow my will to dictate to me what to do. My will dictate me all the way, it will dictate to me all the way and lead me to hell. If I'm going to be sanctified, my will, what is my will? My will becomes whatever is God's will, that's my will. I don't have wisdom enough to govern my life. I have not wisdom enough. Any of us have traveled the port of life before? Any one of us have traveled this port of life before and is going through the second journey? Not one of us. Question, has Christ traveled this port before us? Yes. So Christ in his word has given us wisdom how to travel this port. Imagine you are traveling a place that is full of mines that will blow you up. And then someone comes to you, you know this man has just traveled this port. And he says, brother, sister, I've just traveled this port. Everyone has died who has tried. I have made it across alive. And I've come back because I love you. I care for you. As a partner, I want you to get over. This is how I made it. Follow these instructions, you'll make it over. Do you squash that paper and tell him, I don't want to hear what you have to say, you throw it away? No. If you are intelligent, you know what you say? You say, thank you. Why is it then, when God tells us a certain subject, Lord, you don't understand? My will says this, Lord, why do you? When we hear truth, Lord, like Samuel speak, your servant hears. This should be our attitude. Lord, whatever you say, I'm willing to do. If it's Bible, if it's spirit or prophecy, be the sacrifice what it may be. Lord, I'm willing to do what you say. Whether it's in diet, whether it's in dress, whether it's in devotion. Lord, whatever you say, I'm willing to do. Do you think that man or that woman who has that position, do you think they'll be sanctified? Yes. Yes.